little bit of farm against this Monkey King. I have to say, LGD has definitely themselves up well with how they run these lanes.
Disruption coming out of FY Silo, getting blocked up a bit. If my 3 Shadow Poisons should be able to find it for one, and fifth would basically guarantee kills. I know they will find it. FY does get first blood on the Shadow Demon. That will be Silo going down.
So,
and maybe in progress move. In fact, never mind, blinding did knock Sync you away.
You got a really early soul ring up on old Lulu now, so he basically has no mana issues, right? He's gonna be able to spam out the cold spray as much as he wants. You don't really have the options there yet from Ehome to kind of spam out their own breed fire much on the Dragon Knight. So that's gonna be a massive opening for LGD to kind of take over this lane, and that's exactly what they need. They need to really get their bristle up and running super quick. They've set themselves up to get that done in a fairly good manner for themselves.
Thomas just getting every good mastery he can ask for, enough to say, getting very low. Thomas not able to finish off the job, but this, like, nothing to say, he's just getting nothing into the mid lane. Well, currently Thomas is about to pull the last hits of the Morphling. And I mean, in terms of XP, Thomas is going to be a full level ahead for now. Say, all he can really do is just try and soak XP and claim those CS through his adapt strike, but that really isn't the most efficient way you can ask for. Now, just force to adapt strike again to avoid another Jingu Mastery problem.
This is really going to be a slow start for Nick. I'm not sure what they expect his timings to be like. Like, Somnus is really just going to cut him out of here. He can kind of play in the jungle, but he's nowhere near a good match just yet. So sustaining in that jungle is going to be a tricky.
Say they make the jump now. FY has rotated on the Shadow Demon and got no waveform available still, so all he can do is strength morph still. Shadow Poison's getting stacked up. FY just standing around for some reason, but he gets 4 stacks. That's going to be enough, and he claims another kill as Y will roll with Eaton Swab, but doesn't really connect. Does get the Stroke of Fate with Concussive Shot, but can get in range of the Arcane Bolts, and Q still trying for it. I don't believe one will be enough.
No.
Definitely not. FY will be perfectly fine. Maybe a 2-0 LGD now. They just look great. Every lane it has been won by LGD at this point. Like, Ehome are finding nothing.
They've really worked their lane matchups quite well. Even with the shot from Ehome, it's not quite enough to mitigate that disadvantage. Like, yeah, nothing to say on the Morphling is doing better than he would against a Bristleback, but it's not much better. It's still pretty dismal here for Ehome. They're gonna have to try to buy some time for this Morphling to really play catch-up, and we have seen what happens when the timings are off its Morph. As long as LGD maintains that aggression and maintains vision in that jungle, the space is going to be very hard to find there.
FY, another rotation here onto Sync. Might get the disruption range. Another thing as well in the spot lane, like, you look over to that Ember, and with this constant fight fist spam that's coming out, he's finding so many of these balls Faith Beyond. You know, those balls, they give a lot of XP and a fair bit of gold. Alice just gonna find more and more farm as time goes on, and even though Faith Beyond's basically been left solo in this lane for a while now, he's still only on level with Chalice. Like, they are really just on par with each other. Shows that, you know, Chalice has been finding quite a few of those balls.
He's actually prioritizing the boards over getting harassment damage with Fate Beyond. Like, he doesn't care about Fate Beyond staying in lane. He wants to eat his creeps. In fact, I think he wants Fate Beyond in the lane so he can find additional farm.
That's free gold. Just keep him here. In fact, they'll go now. Blinding Light knock back on Faith Beyond. Remnants are on Chalice. He hit that level, so he could creep to die. He finally again. He may have to commit though. No, Remnant away from Chalice. And now the balance straight. Somnus with a great rotation. Sylar, he may be a sitting duck, but there's no mana left on Chalice. They able to kill wanted. I think you're gonna be happy with if you are LGD.
Definitely. They got the hero to really back off. He could have turned Roar. Unfortunately, the Ember Spirit is a bit slippery, and Somnus was right in time before anything could be done. So again, LGD just setting the pace of the game, really dictating the engagements, finding all the kills they want all over the map, and they are just finding a lot more in this laning phase. Like Ehome are 2k behind already at 8.5 minutes in. They've got a lot of ground to still cover. They have switched lanes. Sylar is going to be playing in that bot lane now as a DK. It just feels like this response is a bit late at this point. Like Beyond can be a top, but up against a Bristleback, I think he's enjoyed those spores as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They get more stacks up. Old 11 has got so many stacks to take in this jungle, and he's going to hold them right now. This is going to be a lot of gold for Old 11. He had about 60 gold before he started. We'll see how much he ends up with. We can't forget that recent patch. The new gold bounties, the nice trick of fate from White. Gonna try and contest. Be huge if they had a few creeps. Looks like they a few. I believe they may have gotten a big creep or two off Old 11, so great little rotation at Ehome. He's going to stick around. He doesn't want to allow this. So he knows how big Old 11 and if he does, he is allowed to do this. And can they stop? Not really. Man's going to be there to protect. Meanwhile, while you're trying to contest that, Y is going down to the bot lane. It's Chalice. He's going to move in, an easy kill, and Sylar, I mean, he's just standing there as the DK saying, what can I do? I can't do anything. I'm a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, this is rough for Ehome mainly because they've got level 6 on Sylar, but they can't pressure a tower. They can't have him play a much more active role in forcing out the lane, getting an objective for the team, because he has to buy space for the other heroes in Ehome. So he's buying space for Sensei, he's buying space for Fate Beyond, and that means he's just staying in a lane that he can't possibly find objectives in.
They do have a very nice left game kind of lineup, but you know, another one of the problems is balls going down for Fate Beyond. Look at 11. The balls again though. Raw now does come out. Will-O-Wisp coming out from X-Nova to try and protect Old 11. Turn to Somnus. Great position on the Monkey King, and Fate Beyond going to be caught out here. And what I was trying to say is, not only do you have balls to test the Beastmaster now, but he has a helmet that dominates though. So, that dominated creep gets added 200 on top of all the balls he's been finding, and now they find a hero kill and tier 1 tower top lane.
Just really clearing out the map right now. 5k advantage for LGD. You see Ehome trying to put that bot lane. Sylar is getting some chip damage onto this tier 1. It doesn't feel fast enough. He doesn't have anyone really backing him up. He has Y, but you want the Beastmaster Fate to contribute some damage with his creep as well. Not quite ready, as he did expend Aurora's. His presence is just kind of asking for trouble instead.
Oh, Sylar barely misses out Dragon Tail on the Ember. That may set up a great kill for Sylar had he connected. Great juke coming out from Chalice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Speak of Chalice, he's very close to that Spirit Vessel now. When that's when this DK Orphaling really aren't as tanky as you would hope. And of that not the same. Getting some goose stacks on by Old 11. They do not have the potential to lock it down, so they'll just leave him be. But LGD are aiming look to try and set up for this team mid tower.
Is Dara going to let that middle tower fall?
Yeah, I mean, there's no response for Ehome. They do still look up in Fate Beyond and Sin Q. Maybe they can pick off.
Oh, gonna be end up finding Somnus, and now they break down the tree. Somnus has no way out of it, and that is the strength of having from these hooks that Fate Beyond can throw out. You of course has plenty of magic damage follow-up. That's a... You are still having this problem where Old 11 is just freely pushing the mid T1 in, and nothing to say, still really can't do anything to stop it.
It's just not threaten this bristleback at this point. They've given him the good start he's looking for, Sylar.
Coming, pops the solar ring, gets the Fragger tail off. His back has been turned. Will-O-Wisp now will be very nice from X-Nova, catching 4 heroes in F5 with the disruption. Look at the turn. Somnus with a great little strike. They do potentially take it on nothing to say. Soulbind will come out as well with the doubles, but doesn't matter. You've got Chalice there now, and Salah, he just knocks. Old 11, he back a little bit. But you found the Morphling, nothing to say. Get this tree chopped down, and F5 finds a double kill on the Shadow Demon.
So much going wrong there for Ehome. I think morphing into the Monkey King and jumping up in the trees, working vision, just asking for trouble there from Ehome. Get they're not us.
Yeah, he turns the chains. He knows how aggressive they can be, and he another 9 kill.
Dyer's middle tower
You know,
has fallen.
and top tier 1 going out, that opens up the jungle for LGD. Ehome, the map gets a lot smaller. You've got these kind of heroes to really want to farm up the jungle and the lanes. This becomes a very dangerous predicament for Ehome.
It does. You've got a lot of heroes, as you mentioned, focusing on that jungle. Fate Beyond's already in there. Nothing to say. We'll have to maybe flip set for it. He does have his Morbid Mask. But that's a lot of jungle space that has to be shared by 2 really farm-heavy heroes. Like Fate Beyond, still saving up for his lads. That's a bit... Wait. I can say, of course, just working that shot and the E-Blade is way up. You know, you've got to get time for these heroes. I think a Fate Beyond should be online a bit faster, but nothing to say really needs the space right now, and can't afford to share too much of it away.
That's from my waters rise.
Yeah, I like the build up as well from Old 11. He's working straight into a Lotus Orb and back to fight.
Yeah, they're gonna get started, and they found Wyatt. 11, Goose flying out.
Ooh.
B, does he have the sync Q? Ooh, barely gets out. Those were almost there in time. Being on mid lane, Will-O-Wisp was committed. It was not nothing to say, but he does manage to there in time. So instead, they will take Faith Beyond. No, never mind Faith Beyond. They want the balls. And they goal.
They're getting a lot of gold from all of those creep kills bleeding out, and that's one of the things with a Beast Snatcher. If you're not careful, if the enemy team is set up, you can be a bit of a gold drain. Is just pouring into the enemy team, and LG is very much maximizing. Going back to my the early Lotus Orb for Old 11, that's going to allow them to basically cancel out that great silence they have. It's going to be a lot more leeway for a Chalice to dip in and out.
Old 11, playing out as well, but he is so tanky with that bit of defiance. Now X1 will lead connect, double Soulbind and silence. It's going to be enough.
Look at that.
Alice will just hey, and then forward. Who does he want to go for? He gets CQ with the chains. He needs help though. Old 11 does start running in, but it looks like he won't really have enough lock quite yet. But they prove a very hard point for Ehome that no matter how much you throw at this little back right now, he's not dying. And while that's been happening, Somnus looks to push the bot T1 and that's fine. It's all T1 now going down for Ehome.
Yeah, they've got all control on the map. They can basically just play in these in any single jungle area, which means Ehome's going to be very cautious with how they rotate. Nothing to say. For the most part, he's doing fine. Got decent coverage, and of course they've got the Hawks to play with, but the map is shrinking here for Ehome. The network advantage heavily on LGD's side. 9k, 17 minutes in. A really big lead for LGD as they set up on this mid-tier 2.
Is Ira going to let that middle tower fall?
Yeah, take it very easily. It's just they're gonna back off for a bit. They did spot out Faith and Sync in the jungle, so Old 11 doesn't want to allow any fun to go on for Ehome. You would apply the pressure. Especially want to try and avoid that ethereal being completed on the Morphling. What's the game plan here? They smoked up.
And over here,
Sylar
Radiant's top
has a Shadow Blade, so he'll be okay. I don't think they'll spot him out. You know, just DPL, he'll be right.
Just a bit of time bot there for Ehome. Gets a little bit more space to farm up. And that they will. Like, they're slowly building up. You already have the Ghost Scepter up on Nothing to Say. Has about 1,400 gold left for the Eagle Song. So it's actually too far behind. He should be able to hit it at relatively decent timing considering his laning status. And that might catch LGD by surprise. They haven't really hunted down that morph in the past few minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's look up that tier 2 tower. They're just gonna ignore it. Like, they understand they can't defend. They are trying to set up for a bottom tier 2 tower push. They aren't gonna be anywhere near as close. In fact, they aren't even gonna get started by the sounds of it as they glyph up off the tier 2. Now, LGD have this weird decision to make. Do we want to go for a tier 3 push, or do we want to bottom tier 2? Because they have time. They are gonna go back down bottom. Disruption is down to Sylar. Fly's the only one. Now the TPs do start coming in and he gets 4-5 chain. No TP for him, Mr. DK. Can he find somebody else? He has remnants, he just needs vision. Pings come out on Synq. Synq going towards the side, and Leaf does not spot him out. But bounty runes are up. He'll just stick around for those instead. And now they do see Synq. He's around. Give the go ahead, Chalice. Go. No remnants available. Chalice now the Raw with the A2 and Mystic Blur. Damage. They got the disruption and Will Wisp off in time. And now it looks like Chalice is willing to try and turn this one around. And poor old Faith Beyond is going to go down as well as Skyrath may. In fact, never mind. The Skyrath did manage to get down. But they got Faith.
Yeah, that's the big one. And you force out the ult usage as well. Now, it's not too long of a cooldown for Fate. Able to find the kills even if they get their combo off. It is a bit of a worrying sign, and didn't even have Bristleback around there, so you didn't have that Lotus Orb in play. This is going to allow LGD to walk into the Roche pit, and it's not fast as Roche, but should go steady enough. Ehome, they're gonna have to really be aware of this when they are smoked up. Should check that pit.
You really want to fight right now until LGD.
Got Weebler.
Is that enough? They're gonna go in.
Probably not.
But now Wukong's command comes out on a double strike, and they got the Aegis up in Somnus. Synq gets bursted immediately. Now the Ethereal Blade does do a little damage to Somnus. Can he run away? Doesn't matter anyway. He's got the Aegis, and they don't even get that. Somnus gonna be perfectly fine thanks to FY. Just back to farming for him.
They tried to burst down Somnus. I believe that was the target for Nothing to Say shotgun. Not enough damage. Just the level advantage that the Monkey did have there was enough. It was level 15. I believe the damage being pumped out by Nothing to Say at that point. He was at level 13, so slightly less stats and slightly more for the Monkey to pad himself out was enough to keep him on the edge, making that E-Blade reveal less than ideal. They didn't really find targets, they lost their sports. Not the best deal in the world. Ehome's gonna have to be a bit more cautious now as well. They've kind of revealed their trump card, and this will allow LGD to smoke up.
Right.
Behold, a subtle burn.
Oh, not to say. He knows he's being chased down right now by Somnus. Somnus looking a little bit like Thompson as he jumps through the tree line, but he gets answer. Now Chalice comes in. A great will from Xnova, forcing White back into it. And nothing to say. All he can do is strength morph, but there is no help coming. FY cancels the TP of Y as well. And 2 more kills for the side of LGD. Ehome they're still trying their absolute best. They at least find the courier over old 11, so Assange will be denied from the bristleback. That was not an entire completion, but it's really gonna mind too much. He's doesn't really seem like he needs it right now anyway.
It would have been nice to win out these fights much easier, but it's not necessary. As you mentioned, they're all fairly ahead here for LGD. The damage is just not flying out from Ehome fast enough. They haven't been able to take any fights as 5 as well. The past few fights have been a scattered set of skirmishes for Ehome, whereas LGD have been taking fairly 5. They bring all their heroes down, they catch Ehome split up into groups of 3 or 2, and up from there, the Ehome needs to play around. You can say that he has the damage out. It's just they're opting instead to split their forces, split the farm up, and split their efficiency on half. You see Faith Beyond pushing that tier 2 up top, it's just not fast enough.
Okay, nothing. 2G branch placed, in fact, multiple being placed. That I'm gonna get good up. He does have a haste ring though. He should be fine. The bot lane Sylar gonna BKB TP out of there. He will be, but I can't say it's Faith Beyond. He has been put out again as Somnus. He commits for it will be to no good. That was double raw, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't have anything to follow up with.
Oh man. And why? Sticking around.
He is. That'll be easy prime Somnus. Ghost Scepter going to be there from one. Slowed it down a little bit. They avoid the Inks. Boundless Strike will be there. And all 11. Oh, deep branch is nice, but it's I believe that was actually the Grimstrokes. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Trying to block vision, but it doesn't mean anything.
No. It's a good attempt. In the end, LGD still running away with the game. This is nowhere near close. It's 17-1, 5 and 11 advantage for LGD. Now, because LGD has so many kills under them, there is a lot of potential if you actually do find 1 or 2 of these big heroes. So you want to try to get a kill on 11, but it's just a tick target now.
Sylar getting just get an easy kill on X-Nova. That will not be the case, and that will BKB and Shadowblade underneath the Sentry Ward. That will bring his BKB down to 8 seconds. And it's been defensive uses of the BKB so far. It's really not the way the DK wants to have to use it. Getting closer and closer now to being able to go off that ground. Poor old Y has no way to get away from old 11. He does go Scepter at least, but Lotus Orb comes out. Nothing really affecting this bristleback. He chances off, but he just doesn't care.
Yeah, he's doing this push by himself for the most part. He found that by himself inside the base. So they forced the Fortify. That should stave off parts of the push, but Aegis expires as well.
I don't know if that fortified. Was it really necessary? Like, you couldn't lose the mid racks anyway, right?
Probably not. Definitely not, because they just don't have a way of getting into these fights. Burst only 11 down, eat through the back open. You have no way of jumping that line as well.
That's all you can do, like, hope that he connects with another person, the soulbind, and, you know, maybe be able to capitalize with double raw, but look at all of them. And again, just moving forward, Alice, he does find the chains. 11 gonna Faith. He'd love to get a raw target, but one of the targets he can actually kill are really showing up. He does have BKB chance on these monsters, so he does have some big parents. Oh, there's not nothing. Hey! Wait, he's away just in the nick of time of changes. Other than Callus, and he looks to lock this more that goes for Somnus sticks around. Raw comes up, but it's still too late. They need to back off. Silas can try to backfire with his BKB. Somnus does not mind the BKB at all. They might not save this. Maybe they find out let them know. He survives through all damage. And there's the GG. They had enough. And the GG, they pull off a very, very easy and dominant victory for F1 into the kill score.
Yeah, just really clean execution coming out from LGD. A really solid, straightforward draft. You know, there were no surprises in this draft. Like, you saw the Keeper fly, Bristleback wasn't banned, but they pick it up. They had the Ember Spirit. They closed out with the Monkey King. I don't think Ehome had the answer in their draft. Like, they were feeling confident with that Skywrath Mage to give them, to do all the work for them. It was